Hi, everyone. Welcome to the English Globe podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Sophia. Today we have a special podcast about talking about job interviews.
Yes, it's going to be a very useful episode. We'll discuss how to prepare for a job interview, what to expect, and how to answer common questions.
We'll also share some tips on body language, dressing appropriately, and following up after the interview. Plus, we'll have some real-life examples to make it easier to understand.
So, let's get started. First, let's talk about what a job interview is and why it is important.
Adam, what is a job interview?
A job interview is a meeting between a job applicant and an employer. The employer asks questions to see if the applicant is a good fit for the job.
That's right. The job interview is important because it helps the employer understand the applicant's skills, experience, and personality.
And for the applicant, it's a chance to learn more about the job and the company. It's also an opportunity to show why they are the best person for the job.
Exactly. A good interview can lead to a job offer, so it's important to prepare well.
Let's talk about how to prepare for a job interview. Sophia, what should we do first?
First, research the company. Learn about what they do, their values, and their goals. This will help you understand what they are looking for in an employee.
Yes, and also review the job description. Know what skills and experiences are required for the job.
Practice common interview questions and answers. This will help you feel more confident during the interview. And don't forget to prepare some questions to ask the interviewer. This shows that you are interested in the job and the company. Adam, what can we expect during a job interview?
The interview usually starts with some small talk. The interviewer might ask how you are or talk about the weather.
Yes, this helps to break the ice and make you feel more comfortable. Then, the interviewer will ask questions about your background, skills, and experience.
They might also ask behavioral questions. These are questions about how you handled situations in the past.
At the end, the interviewer will usually ask if you have any questions. This is your chance to learn more about the job and the company.
Let's discuss some common interview questions. Sophia, what's a question we often hear?
One common question is, tell me about yourself. Adam, how can we answer this?
Start with a brief overview of your background. Talk about your education, work experience, and skills that are relevant to the job.
Yes, keep it short and focused on the job you're applying for. Another common question is, why do you want to work here?
To answer this, talk about what you like about the company and how your skills and values match with theirs.
Adam, what are behavioral questions?
Behavioral questions ask about how you handled situations in the past. For example, tell me about a time when you worked in a team.
How should we answer these questions?
Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Describe the situation, explain the task you needed to complete, talk about the action you took, and share the result.
That's a great way to organize your answer. It makes it clear and easy to understand.
Let's talk about body language. Sophia, why is body language important in an interview?
Body language shows your confidence and interest. It can help you make a good impression.
What are some tips for good body language?
Sit up straight, make eye contact, and smile. Avoid crossing your arms, fidgeting, or looking at your phone.
And don't forget to give a firm handshake at the beginning and end of the interview.
Adam, how should we dress for a job interview?
Dress professionally. This means wearing clothes that are appropriate for the job and the company.
Yes, for most jobs, this means a suit or a nice dress. Make sure your clothes are clean and neat.
It's better to be slightly overdressed than underdressed. If you're not sure, you can ask the company about their dress code.
And pay attention to grooming. Make sure your hair is tidy and your shoes are clean.
Sophia, how important is it to arrive on time for an interview?
It's very important. Arriving on time shows that you are punctual and respectful of the interviewer's time.
Plan to arrive at least 10-15 minutes early. This gives you time to relax and prepare.
If you are running late for any reason, call the interviewer and let them know. It's better to communicate than to just show up late.
Being on time can set a positive tone for the rest of the interview.
Adam, how can we answer interview questions clearly?
Speak slowly and clearly. Take a moment to think about your answer before you start speaking.
Yes, and try to be concise. Avoid giving long, rambling answers. Stick to the main points.
If you don't understand a question, it's okay to ask the interviewer to repeat it or explain it.
And practice active listening. This means focusing on the interviewer and showing that you are engaged in the conversation.
Let's talk about asking questions. Sophia, why is it important to ask questions in an interview?
Asking questions shows that you are interested in the job and the company. It also helps you understand if the job is a good fit for you.
What are some good questions to ask?
You can ask about the company culture, the team you will be working with, and the next steps in the hiring process.
You can also ask about opportunities for growth and development within the company.
And remember, avoid asking about salary or benefits in the first interview. It's better to wait until you have a job offer. Adam, how can we deal with nerves before and during an interview?
Practice deep breathing to stay calm. Take deep breaths in and out to help relax.
Yes, and try to stay positive. Remind yourself that the interview is an opportunity to showcase your skills and learn more about the job.
Prepare well. The more prepared you are, the more confident you will feel.
And if you feel nervous during the interview, it's okay to pause and take a deep breath before answering a question.
Sophia, what should we do after the interview?
Send a thank you email to the interviewer. Thank them for their time and express your continued interest in the job.
Yes, it's a good way to show your professionalism and appreciation.
In the email, you can also briefly mention something you discussed in the interview to remind them of your conversation.
And if you don't hear back within a week or two, it's okay to follow up with a polite email or phone call.
Adam, how should we handle rejection if we don't get the job?
It's important to stay positive. Remember that rejection is part of the job search process.
Yes, use it as a learning experience. You can ask for feedback to understand what you can improve for future interviews.
Keep applying to other jobs and preparing for interviews. Persistence is key.
And remember, each interview is practice and brings you one step closer to getting a job.
Let's share a real-life example. Sophia, do you have a story about a job interview experience?
Yes, I do. A friend of mine once went to an interview feeling very nervous. She practiced her answers and prepared questions to ask the interviewer.
How did the interview go?
It went well. She stayed calm, answered clearly, and showed her interest in the job. She also sent a thank you email after the interview.
Did she get the job?
Yes, she did. Her preparation and positive attitude made a big difference.
Let's do a mock interview practice. I'll be the interviewer, and you can be the applicant. Ready, Sophia?
Ready.
Tell me about yourself.
I have a degree in marketing and have worked for 2 years as a marketing assistant. I have strong skills in social media management and content creation. I'm very interested in this position because it aligns with my experience and career goals.
Why do you want to work for our company?
I admire your company's innovative approach to marketing and your commitment to sustainability. I believe my skills and values match well with your mission, and I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute to your team. Now let's switch roles. Adam, I'll be the interviewer, and you'll be the applicant.
Sounds good.
Can you tell me about a time when you worked on a team?
Yes, in my previous job, I worked on a team project to develop a new marketing campaign. My role was to manage the social media content. We worked together closely, and the campaign was a success, increasing our online engagement by 20%.
How do you handle stress or pressure at work?
I handle stress by staying organized and prioritizing tasks. I also take short breaks to clear my mind. When I feel overwhelmed, I break down tasks into smaller steps, which helps me stay focused and calm. Sophia, what are some do's and don'ts in a job interview?
Do arrive on time, dress appropriately, and be polite. Also, do listen carefully and answer questions clearly.
Don't interrupt the interviewer. Don't lie about your experience, and don't speak negatively about previous employers.
Do show enthusiasm for the job and the company.
Don't forget to follow up with a thank you email after the interview.
Adam, what about online interviews? How should we prepare for them?
Make sure your technology works. Test your internet connection, camera, and microphone before the interview.
Choose a quiet place with good lighting. Make sure your background is clean and not distracting.
Dress professionally even for an online interview. It helps you feel more confident.
And look at the camera, not the screen, to make eye contact with the interviewer.
Sophia, let's talk about cultural differences in interviews. What should we be aware of?
In some cultures, being very direct is valued, while in others, being more modest is appreciated.
Yes, and in some places, making strong eye contact is important, while in others, it can be seen as aggressive.
It's important to do some research on the culture of the country or company you are interviewing with.
And always be polite and respectful no matter where you are interviewing.
Adam, let's recap what we've discussed today.
We talked about what a job interview is and why it's important. We covered how to prepare, what to expect, and how to answer common questions.
We also discussed body language, dressing appropriately, arriving on time, and following up after the interview.
We shared tips on dealing with nerves, handling rejection, and practicing for interviews.
And we talked about the importance of being polite, professional, and prepared, whether the interview is in person or online.
Remember, every interview is a learning experience. Stay positive, keep practicing, and don't give up.
Thank you all for joining us today on the English Globe podcast. We hope you found this episode helpful.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our podcast for more episodes on learning English and exploring important topics together.
Good luck with your job interviews, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.